Hey everyone, today we're going to start with part 2 of my video series. As you all know, part 1 was last week where I shared with you a prayer concern. Well, I'm going to share with you a little bit of a backdrop about that, and I'm going to share with you that this video is going to be in many different parts. I have a lot of things I want to share today. We're going to talk about how I got where I'm at, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do about it, and how we're not going to panic when you have job loss. So let's get started right into the video. We have a lot of things we have to cover today. So I wanted to share with you all. Now, those of you who read my community page know this story, but I want to share it with you once more. When I asked for prayer, my husband wasn't home. And I thought, well, I'll just get on my community tab, because normally on my community tab, when I post something, maybe 20 or 30 or 40 people will see it. When I posted for prayer, I couldn't believe that I had 1,000 hearts and so many comments. After I posted that, a couple hours later, I started thinking, you know what? I really don't want people to worry and thinking that it's health condition. I didn't think about it when I posted it. I just needed prayer right away. Then I started thinking, wait a minute. They might think there's something really wrong, and that's not what I'm about. I'm always about being transparent in my life. And that is why I made the video. When I made the video thanking everyone, my husband wasn't home, and I didn't know really what I should say. I didn't know if I could tell the whole story. My husband normally is a very private man, but since YouTube, he sees that there's a real ministry and there's a real wanting of people to be transparent in their life. And when I made that video, I didn't ask him about saying about the job loss. Well, he read the prayer request and he's seen the video and he's like, Tessie, why didn't you tell people? I said, because you weren't home and I didn't know what to do. My husband loves my channel, but he doesn't like being on the camera. But he knows every video that I do. But this time I decided to make one really quick because I didn't want people worrying about something that would be, you know, like our health or things like that. So he said, Tessie, I think you need to share the journey. I think you need to share it because he said, in this day and age, you're not alone. We're not alone. He said, I think you need to be the voice that you've always been. He said, don't let a few naysayers try to silence you because you're afraid of what people may think or say. That is where we are today. So now you heard a little bit of the backdrop. Now I'm going to share with you what my husband does and why we lost the job. So about 10 years ago, my husband bought a window cleaning business. Now, my husband has been self-employed his whole life. And he bought the window cleaning business and they actually had a lot of business. My son-in-law and my son also worked in the business. And through the years, my son-in-law decided he wanted to branch off. And so my husband and we gave 1/3 of the business to him. Then my husband and my son were working on the business. And then about 1.5 to 2 years ago, it's probably close to 2 years now, I should look on my video, my husband had a freak accident. He fell when he hit his head really hard on the cement, on the pavement. And that caused a change of his life. Shortly after that, things were different for him. He got very tired very easily. He had an injury. And it was like a brain injury. He got very tired easily. He just couldn't put in the hours and the hours of work like he used to. So we asked our son if he wanted to take over that part of the business. But my son is the kind of boy who loves to work with his father. And so they decided together they would just reduce their workload and they would work together. And they reduced their workload and they stayed with one large company. How could you go wrong with that? One large company. I mean, we always were thinking about if things would get bad, you know, the large company will probably survive and weather a storm. We never thought about having all of the work in one place and what happens if you could lose it. Now, everybody loves my husband and my son's work, so losing the job had nothing to do with his work experience. My husband and my son are very hard workers. They have high integrity and a work ethic like you don't see often in these day and ages. The corporate made an in-house decision, and they are no longer having a small business type do windows for the company. Corporate called my husband and let him know that they have made this decision. This call was a little bit out of the blue for us because who expects something like that? They gave us 14 days, and that's what we have. So here we are today. We are within those 14 days, and I'm going to share with you our journey. My husband said, Tessie, I want you to share our journey with people. He said that way they can see how we handle stresses and things in life, and maybe something that you say they will be able to be benefited by. What do we do? In 14 days, now the airing of this video will only be 7 days. We have one left income, and that is YouTube. Now my husband and my son are gonna work on doing residential windows. So they're gonna work hard on that. But as you all know, getting started over again can be a little bit stressful. And the money doesn't just start flowing the minute that you start something different. So here we are. Now I'm gonna share a lot of things with you today because this is going to be the major introduction. And so I'm gonna share with you some figures, some numbers, and I'm gonna share with you some things. I will be talking about how to reduce the shame of it, how to not have shame in it. I'm going to be sharing with you things that you can do all of a sudden if your income is lower. None of these videos are made for pity. None of these videos are going to be made for trying to make you pity us or trying to make you feel sorry for us or, oh, poor old me. None of these videos are for that. None of these videos are for anything about that. In fact, these videos are going to be encouragement, how to cope, and how to handle when things like this happen. See, you have to understand, I've been here before, many years ago. I don't know now how many years ago, 20? When we only had one income and that income was gone. I've been there, I've done it, I understand it. And the first 2-3 days when this happened, I felt like I was in limbo. I thought to myself, no, Tessie, we're gonna make lemonade out of lemons all over again. And maybe there's a reason for all of this, because back then, 20 years ago, I didn't have a YouTube channel. So I wasn't able to share with you what's going on. This is not videos for anything other than educational, uplifting, and to show you how you can put a smile on your face and you can live a happy life even though when things in life don't go the way you want them to. I'm very strong and stern when I say that because these aren't pity party videos. These are strictly videos for education, for teaching people what to do because we are facing it. My whole channel has been my life. Why would I stop about this and try to hide this fact of my channel? Why would I try to hide it when this is a major part of my life? Life happens. We have to live it the best we can. So we're gonna start with this video and say we have one income. I'm gonna go with just the one income as long as we only have the one income. Now, many of you saw my videos and previous ones about 6 to 8 months ago where I said about we live fully off of YouTube. And I told everybody that my husband worked part-time, but most of that pay went to our son. And that is true. Most of our pay did go to our son. But my husband did pay a few of the bills on the homestead, but a lot of the bills were being paid. Now, that brings into something that people don't talk about. YouTube's money is not set. Not set whatsoever. Every month is a total different in YouTube money. YouTube money every day is different. Back in December and January, YouTube decided to share my channel. And I will be honest with you, December and January, I was making good money. December and January were extremely good months. And what do people do when they think they're gonna make a lot of money? Most people spend it, but we didn't do that. Because of our prior history and what we went through, we are savers now. We don't spend anything. And you know what? It's a good thing we didn't spend that money because February, March, April got lower and lower and lower. And now we're in the end of June, which is probably one of the lowest I've had in over a year. That is YouTube. When this virus hit, so did the revenue went. I don't know why. The views aren't as much, but the ads aren't as good. It's just the way it is. I don't have any say on the ads that are on my channel. I want to address that again. There are political ads that are running on my channel for this place and for this way. I don't control any ads. If there's an ad on my channel that you are highly affected by, do not watch that ad. I don't expect people to watch ads that are against their conscience, whatever value that is. But YouTube is paying me, and I am so thankful. I am thankful for the couple $100 I get each month, because we are living debt-free. We live a very, very, very simple life. We can handle it, and we saved our money when times were good. So that is the money part of it. So we don't have big paychecks coming in, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. So I'm almost at 40,000, and by the time this video is aired, I will be 40,000 subscribers, and they probably think that that is some major. It's not. It just is not. You're paid on your views. You're not paid on how big of a channel you are with subscribers. And by the airing of this video, maybe July, I may get better pay again. You don't know. You don't know anything about YouTube. You cannot dictate what happens on YouTube. There are so many videos out there that tell you, do this and you'll get big. Do this. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I had two friends of mine who started when I did, and then I have another friend who got over 100,000 subscribers in 6 months. Then I have another friend who has extremely high value videos, and she only got 500. So you just never know with YouTube. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the third part of our video. So we talked about the before, we talked about after the prayer request and why now I'm going into all of this. We talked about money and how YouTube, you just never know about YouTube, you know, how the money is.